Hello, fabulous art people. So excited to work on this project. I hope you guys have enjoyed working with the paints. We get to continue to paint today, and we're going to, of course, paint along together. So something that I really like to do is do a second layer of every color on my painting. So see how this looks really brush strokey, and it kind of looks a little messy, right? So we're actually going to do a second layer on everything today, but we're going to work together. So whenever I do the second layer of something, you'll do the second layer of that, and I'll walk you through every step. So you don't need to do anything unless I tell you to do it. So for instance, right now I'm going to pause the video and have you guys put your hoodies, jackets, and such in the waiting room. Okay, and now that we're all back, I'm going to have you all grab an apron from the middle of your table and then put it on. And I'll pause the video while you guys put your apron on. Okay, if you have not gotten your apron on by now because you need some help, just turn your card red. It says, "Will you please help me?" And I'll come around and I'll help you with your apron. Okay? All right, let's all find a seat. Make sure our bottoms are in our seat. And the first thing we're going to do our second layer to is our first heart. So my first heart is purple. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our first color. Mine is purple. So you're going to get the heart on the color of the dark side. So I've got my blue basket here. I got my paint, and I haven't poured it out yet. I am now going to put it in one of the small rectangles of my palette. And then I'm going to close that paint and put it back in the basket. So you guys should do the same thing. Okay. And then now you can grab a paintbrush. And now you can go ahead and paint the side of your heart. Now, if you're watching the video, you're probably confused that I'm putting a lighter purple on top of my dark purple. Well, I left my dark purple at school, and I'm filming this at home, so it's going to look a little silly. But I want to do the same thing as you guys would be doing. So right now, we're all painting the side of our heart with a color that came straight from the bottle. As you can see, I've got my own paint here. I don't have the purple paint from school, so I'll have to get that and bring it home so I can use that for videos in the future. But right now, I don't have it. So we are all still painting the side of one of our hearts. If we've already painted the sides of one of our hearts, we can just watch. We can just hang out for a minute. Doesn't mean we're going to distract somebody. We're going to go, hey, look, hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? And start talking to people because, you know, they want to concentrate. They're working on their project. Don't distract them. Okay, good. So that's the first step. Now, everybody put your paintbrush in the water. Okay, good. And of course, if you need to change your water, you would turn your card red and wait. Okay, and I will either bring you a new cup of water, or I'll tell you that you can go clean your water out, or I'll clean your water for you. So turn your card red if you need clean water for your brushes. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is get our white paint out of the blue box and the blue basket, this blue basket here. Now, of course, there's only one white paint per table, so we're going to have to take turns. So without fighting, figure out which person is going to get to use the white paint first. Okay, and then that person can shake it, open the top, and then put some white paint in the rectangle next to their first color. Close it and hand it to the next person. And I will pause it until we all have white on one of our rectangles. So we're just waiting patiently. Okay, very good. And now we've put the white back in our basket, and now you're going to slide the extra water off of your brush. And now you're going to take some of your first color and put it in the big rectangle here. And then some white and put it in the big rectangle here and mix together. So we're all mixing our main color and white. And when we do this, we're making something, a blank of that color. Any color plus white is called a blank. And who can raise their hand and tell me what it is? Okay, the answer is tint, T-I-N-T. So this is a tint of purple. Okay, now go ahead and start painting the main part of that heart, so the top of the heart. We are painting it with the light version of our color. And if you finish before me, you just sit there and you watch. You just hang out quietly. You don't have to dive into a story with someone saying, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to tell you all about my weekend person next to me. No. I don't mind a little bit of chatter here and there. Like if you want to say, oh, by the way, your heart candy is looking really good. I'm not going to like yell at you. But you can't just have a full-blown conversation in art. You can have like a little, hey, I like shoes. Or, man, I think we're having pizza today. I'm excited about that. But we're not going to go into a full story about, this is what I did this weekend, person sitting next to me, and I'm going to tell you all about it and all my feelings about it. Like, this isn't really the time for that. Because we want to focus on our artwork. You know what I mean? Okay. But like a little comment here and there is totally fine. All right. I have finished that up, and notice how I just kind of smoothed it all out with my brush. All right. Now everybody put your brush in the water. And now we're going to pick out our next heart to do. So I'm going to do the pink heart next on mine. So thumbs up when you've decided which heart you want to do. Doesn't that look so much better? You can look at the first heart versus one of your other hearts and see how it's really bold and solid and it pops. And it's called good craftsmanship. When something looks clean and neat, that's what it's called. It's craftsmanship, good craftsmanship. Okay, so now let's get our side color, the main color for our next heart. Got it? And shake it. Good. Open it. And put a little bit out on one of your little rectangles. About this much. Close the lid. Put it back in the blue basket. And now we're going to clean our brush. Everybody take your brush. Push it on the bottom of your cup and swish it around. Okay, and slide on the side of the cup. Okay, now take some of that paint and go ahead and paint the side. I just think painting is so fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Okay, that one probably didn't take very long. Okay, and now we are going to mix a light color of this second color. So take some of that main color, put it in another little rectangle, and then get some of this white out from last time and mix it together. And again, that's called a tint. Any color plus white is a tint. Mixing it together. If yours is already mixed together, you haven't started painting yet. You're just waiting patiently. We're doing this as a class. All right. Now we can go ahead and paint the top of that. And notice I'm just using the same brush this whole time. You don't have to switch brushes. Unless you need to. If you accidentally got like a huge brush and you're finding that it's really hard to paint these little areas with a huge brush, well then you can clean that brush and put it back and then get a new brush out. So we're only having one brush out at a time. So if you've gotten a different brush, you've cleaned up the first one and put it back in the blue cup with the bristles going up. And the bristles are just the hair of the brush. That's looking really good. Okay, that one is done. So put your paintbrush in your water. And then think about which one you want to do next. You have 2 more big hearts. So which 2 do you want to do? Or which of the 2 do you want to do? I'm going to do my orange one. So go ahead and get the color for your next one, the sides of it. Open it. Well, you shake it first. Open it. Put a little bit in the next rectangle. And put this color back in the blue basket. Clean your brush. Swish, swish, swish. Slide, slide. Take some of that paint and go on the sides. And when you get to the edge of the paper, you just make sure it's lifted up because we don't want to paint onto the table. Okay. And now we're going to make a tint of this color. So we're going to bring some of this orange out, or whatever your next color is out. Put it in the next rectangle. Grab some white. Mix it together. If you needed to get a little bit of white out, maybe you ran out of white, you can get some more out and put it back on that rectangle and then scoop it from there. Okay. We are now done mixing that color, and now we can go ahead and do the next layer. Okay. Very good. Paintbrush in the water. Uh-oh. Mine popped out. Paintbrush in the water. Get your next color out of the blue basket. Shake it. And then, of course, we only have our big rectangle left, so a little bit on one of the sides of the big rectangle. Clean our brush. Swish, swish, swish. Slide, slide. Paint the side of your next one. And if you're already done with all 4 hearts, oh, well then you didn't follow instructions. You went too fast. You don't need to start something until I started it. Because look, now you're just sitting there bored. That's a natural consequence to working ahead, is then you're done before everybody. And then you've got nothing to do. And then you're bored. Okay? And then I need to get some more white paint because we're going to make a tint. So I'm going to open up my white paint, put it where the white paint has been going this whole class, which is in this second little rectangle. If you're out of white paint, turn your card red and I will get you some more. If you're out of any of the colors that you've needed today, then turn your card red and I'll bring it to you. So I put some white paint in the other side of the rectangle and got just a little bit of that out, pulled it over, and mixed it. Notice how I'm not mixing the whole thing. Just a little bit of it. Okay, and then paint your last heart. there we go. Put your paintbrush in the water. And now you're going to clean your water, or your brush. Swish, swish, swish. Slide, slide. And then you put your brush back in the blue cup with the stick going down and the hair going up. Like that. Okay? Alright, and that is it for this video. You guys did an awesome job. In our next video, we'll go over the background, okay? Awesome work.